Aye, it was good. It was good. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Look, it's the type of game you know what you're coming into. Played it down the other day, and you know the questions around it, and the history of the fixture, and the unbeaten run, and whatever. We couldn't really focus on that this week, if I'm being honest. It was really more about the group and what we had in the building, trying to put a game plan together based on the consistent factors that we've had already this season, the things that we feel we can do better, giving respect to Celtic and their position as well, and the really positive start that they've had to the season. And I felt every single player in the group today gave us everything. They really executed the game plan to a T. Felt in the first half we were just a bit slow and a bit tentative, probably a bit nervous if I'm honest. And that was what we wanted to give them, was that confidence and belief at half time that they could really go and get after the game. It was there for them. I think we finished the first half, you know, a bit stronger. We had certainly grown into it. I think we got into our stride a bit more. And in the second half, I thought the changes as well in the game, and at the point, you know, we managed to do that, really enhanced what we were seeing in the pitch. So hats off to the group.
Psychologically, what does a result like this do for you? Obviously it takes you top of the league just now, like at the early stages of the campaign, but just mentally it's like a first big test to come through as a collective and to come through with flying colours.
I know, but I feel every week has been a test based on pre-season and what that looked like. I look at myself coming into the job at the point in which I did, with not an awful lot of time to really go and change things and implement your own style and philosophy. Even going away to Montrose in the first day of the season was a test when you look at the group and the injuries that we were carrying through pre-season. Then you drop points against Hearts, which was in our grasp in terms of 3 points, and we dropped that. We get clawed back, but it's more just been about the focus on us and what we're doing really well every week. Against Motherwell, I had a pop at them last week in the second half performance. I felt we could have been much more consistent with the game plan and what we were asking them to do, and just giving the respect to the opposition. Every week we're learning, every week we're growing and we're getting better, but this was the type of fixture that we know you don't get cut an awful lot of slack in it, and to have dropped more points today would have probably just added to the hysteria and the outside just now. But for me, it's been the real focus on the club and the group of players that are in the building this week. I've got a real belief and confidence in them. It was why I took this job. I felt we had enough to be competitive. Yes, players have left. We're working really hard to try and enhance the group and bring more players in. But looking at that performance today, I think if there was any doubts in the players' minds whether we were good enough to go and compete psychologically for them, it should be really important today. But for me, and the message tomorrow will be that it's 3 points and it's another Sunday that we can go home happy. And there's lots of positives to move us on tomorrow. And there's some things that we can look at that I think if we can tweak and we can do better, we'll be much better placed.
I was just going to ask you about that. Obviously, having been a player yourself and been over this kind of landscape, like going away with a big 3 points like that, when it comes to having a belief and a conviction that you're going to go all the way and challenge for the title, it is important that you come out of big games on top. Yeah,
look, I think it's important. It certainly gives you things to look on as the season goes on. I think you can always look back in these fixtures and reflect. The next time it comes back round again, we'll be able to revisit the things that we did really well and the things that we can improve on. But the reality is just now it is 3 points and it keeps the consistency. I said that for the minute I came in the door. That's what I'm striving for in terms of being a head coach here. It's what I want from the players, and every single bit that I see from them, their behaviours week in, week out, day in, day out in the training centre, not just on the pitch. And we're getting there. Psychologically it is, it's really important. I think when you win these types of head-to-head, but that's more about, as I say, the hysteria around the fixture and what it means to other people. The focus for us was just on the game plan and everything that we felt we could control. That was the one bit of this week that we really could control, was our performance and everybody's responsibility within that, and the team. Not just the players, I think the staff have been outstanding this week as well in terms of their application and making sure that we had covered all bases. Yes, there's pressure with the fixture. I think we embraced that today and we're really pleased with the performance and the result.
You've got a really exciting couple of young talents in that squad, me and McCauley. Just the timing of that goal, and you just seemed to take a pretty firm grip of the game once that went in. Yeah, and that's the difference that players like Mia can have. Obviously May coming into the game as well in the second half, other players. We took Alice out. I think she's still, she's got a bit to go in terms of her game and her performance, but we trusted her from the start today, and we'll look to build on that as well. We'll look to try and build all the players up. Laura Berry comes in as well. She's a real handful in the second half. Shinji comes in for a first start, which was excellent. She was really, really good. She gives you that composure. I don't think you ever need to tell her to relax and settle down. That just seems to be her natural instinct, which you need in this type of game as well. From start to finish, and every single player, honestly, I could go through every one today and tell you the real positives from what I've seen.
But the players will know that and they'll hear more about it tomorrow.
Another couple of days now before the window shuts, so you're still confident of maybe adding just before the...
Yeah, I think so. We're kind of far down the line just now. With a couple we're looking at, but it's got to be the right fit as well. And that's the bit for me this week, is making decisions now that are actually going to enhance the group. I knew, regardless of the players that had walked out the door this week, that we would have enough to go and compete. I know we'll have players that will come back, and at the point we get a couple of those players back, it's going to feel like new signings in the season as well, so we look forward to that. And it's about managing expectation just now, but certainly if it's the right fit, we'll look to get the work done and get it over the line before Tuesday, whether we do or we don't. But I've got an awful lot of belief in that group, and I'm just really pleased for them today that they've gone and shown that as well.